Friends, it is very important to be cheated in life because parents teach us how to behave, but we have to learn to be careful ourselves. Life is very short, so it is many times better to fulfill your dreams than chasing someone. Keep laughing in life, not because of this. You have a reason to laugh because the world doesn't care a bit about your tears. A bird never gets depressed after seeing the high flight of an eagle, but seeing the high flight of a human being, humans themselves get depressed very quickly. Often we think in life that we have not committed any such sin in our life, yet why so much pain has come in our life? This pain does not come from anywhere else but because of doing evil to people due to their sinful deeds, which comes to us as soon as they do evil, a long time ago. Once upon a time, a poor Pandit lived with his wife in a village. Once upon a time, the Pandit had gone to the city for some work, so now he was going to his village. Then he saw a bird on the way holding a loaf of bread in a field. When I was preparing to eat, the Pandit snatched the bread from the bird's beak. After snatching the food from its mouth, the bird looked towards the sky in disappointment and said that it is not a good thing to hurt others. That day, the birds became very disappointed. When the bird thought about bread, it cursed the Pandit and said, "Just as you disappointed me, one day you too will be disappointed." While thinking about bread, the bird did not eat anything for a few days and died of hunger. While the Pandit went, he took the roti to his home and ate the roti with joy. After a few days, a son was born in the Pandit's house. The boy was so beautiful to look at that whoever saw him used to pick it up in his hand. Parents seeing him, they would forget hunger and thirst. Gradually, the boy grew up. There was no limit to the happiness of the parents after seeing the boy full of good looks and qualities. The boy was so sweet that the parents could not live without him even for a moment. When the boy was a young man, then due to the irony of the Creator, the cruel time took away the happiness of the Pandit and his wife. The day the boy died, the tears of the parents were unstoppable. Both of them stopped eating and drinking, and day and night both of them beat their chests and said, "Yam, the stone heart, will burn us alive if we impale him morning and evening. So how will he feel?" Saying this, the Pandit started saying angrily that Yama's heart is breaking. Seeing the Pandit crying like this, one day Yama said in the Pandit's dream that you who are crying with your head are crying for your son. If you are able to see it, then you will have to obey me. Tomorrow you will sleep in your puja room by closing the door from inside, and do not let anyone go there and wake you up for 2 days. Next day, the Brahmin told his wife in detail about the dream, and as per Yama's orders, he went near the puja house and slept. When the Pandit fell into a deep sleep, a Yamdut came there and left the Pandit's body there and took his soul with him to Yampuri. In Yampuri, the Pandit saw many sights. The Yamduts were giving pain by knocking, and at some places they were dragging the terrible sinners and throwing them in the hell pond. The Yamduts were roaming around in groups and making noise. Seeing the strange scenes at various places, the Pandit lost his senses and got scared. Yamdut started trembling and brought him to Yamraj. Seeing the Pandit trembling with fear, Yamraj said to him, "Priest, don't be afraid. Nothing will happen to you here. Just look at those young men. Is any of them your son?" Pandit said to those young men. When he looked, he found his son present. Seeing his son, the Pandit became happy and said, "Yes, Maharaj, he is my son." Hearing the answer of the Pandit, Yamraj said, "Call him here. If he does not come, then go there and call him." The Pandit called his son, but he was not there. Then he went to him and said, "My child, I have come. You come with me." The Pandit said this 2 or 3 times, but the son did not even look at him. Then holding his hand, the Pandit said, "My child, look here. I am your father." Hearing the son, looked at his father and shouted, "Why are you calling me a son? I am not your son. You had once hurt a bird and snatched away the food from its mouth. To take revenge of that, I was born in your house as your son. Now remember, just as you had hurt my heart, I have come and gone after hurting your heart." Hearing his son's reply, the Pandit became disappointed and said sadly to Yamraj, "He is not my son." After listening to the Pandit, Yamraj said to him, "You people were cursing me unnecessarily. Now I know whose fault it was." Having said this, Yamraj signaled the messenger. Yamdut took the Pandit's soul and immediately reached his worship house. After putting his soul in the Pandit's body, Yamdut left. As soon as the Pandit woke up, he told his wife the whole story of the dream, and after that, the Pandit and his wife shed tears in the memory of their late son. Stop making excuses, speaking ill of someone, gossiping, doing evil, being jealous and jealous. All these stop your progress and happiness. They have a deep impact in your life. Karma is a place where we do not need to call it. What is cooked is what we get. Karma ultimately comes out. As you sow, so you reap. Sooner or later, there lived two dogs in a village. Both were close and good friends. They lived together and slept together. One of them was a dog. One dog was black, so its name was Kalu. The other dog was red, so its name was Lalu. One day, both the dogs thought of going on a pilgrimage, but they did not know the way. Both of them decided that if they start the journey, then the way will come out on its own. One day, both of them set out on a pilgrimage together. While on the way, they saw a village. It was quite late in the night, so they both slept under a tree. Due to being tired, they fell asleep. When the morning came, they again set out on their journey, crossing a village. When he reached near another village, he felt hungry. There, he saw 4 or 5 rats. Lalu's tail stood up and he said to Kalu, "Why, Gandakji, if you tell me, I will make chutney for these 3 or 4 rats." Kalu shook his head and said, "No, brother. Laluji, we have set out on a pilgrimage, and it is a sin to kill someone during a pilgrimage, so please find some other solution in which no living being is killed, and we do not have to eat anything that may spoil our pilgrimage." Both the dogs are on the same page. Stopped there was a temple. After resting for some time, both of them decided that they should go in different directions and eat whatever they get. If we go together, then neither of them will be satisfied. Kalu and Kalu both go separately. Before leaving in different directions, they decided that they would come back and meet at the same place. While walking, Lalu the dog reached a village where a kind Pandit lived. He was about to eat food after reciting the puja. His wife had prepared a plate of food for him. The Pandit had just offered the food when Lalu the dog quickly ate his food. He put his mouth in the plate and picked up a roti and ran away from there, and the Pandit took the name of God and washed his hands and got up. The Pandit said to his wife, "Poor Gandakji is so hungry, so please feed him this plate of food, Pandit." His wife got angry and said, "What are you saying to this Gandakji? How many different dishes are there in this plate? 2 types of vegetables, pickles, curd, kheer." Whole Pandit said with kindness, "You are right, but he is also hungry. You are this plate. Give it to them and think that this plate was written in their destiny." After this, Pandit fed Lalu the dog a full meal. Lalu blessed him a lot. On the other hand, Kalu the dog reached a farmer's house. The farmer was roaming in his field, and he was driving the wild animals out of the field. The farmer's wife had gone with a plate of food. There was ladyfinger vegetable and millet rotis in the plate. After completing the work in the field, he had opened the plate and was ready to eat. When Kalu immediately, he put his food in his mouth and broke a small piece of bread and ran away. The farmer suddenly got angry and stood up. His eyes became red like embers. He picked up his stick and, abusing him, he hit the dog with such force that it broke his waist. He broke down and started screaming in pain. Due to his back being broken, he could not run. Meanwhile, 3-4 more sticks were hit in his waist. The dog became half dead. His companion Lalu was resting after eating at the intersection. He was standing and talking to his companions. He was waiting for Kalu. His companion was not visible anywhere. Feeling helpless and sad, he sat down at the crossroads. After some time, he became happy when he saw Kalu towards him. He quickly ran towards him. Seeing his broken back, he was very sad. He became sad and started asking, "Brother, who put such a plight on you, and who is the sinner who broke your back just for the sake of a loaf of bread?" Kalu's eyes filled with tears, and he narrated the whole story with pain. Hearing Kalu's words, he drowned in anger and sadness and said, "I will definitely take my revenge from him. I will tell that farmer how he feels when his back gets broken." Lalu also said, "I too have to repay the debt of that Pandit. He has shown so much kindness to me. I bless him from every pore like this." While talking, the 2 dogs finally decided that they should give up their lives. And after sacrificing life, one should be born in their respective homes. Incidentally, neither the farmer had any son in his house nor the Pandit's 2 dogs went ahead to the temple and gave up their lives. Both of them died in the same moment. After some time, Kalu was born in a farmer's house. The farmer was very happy, but his happiness vanished the very next day. As soon as this son was born in the house, his wife started feeling unwell. His bull died. On his first birthday, the animal destroyed the farmer's green field. On the other hand, a son was born in the Pandit's house also. The Pandit and his wife were very happy. After some time, as the son grew up, the Pandit's position got elevated in the royal court. The Pandit told the king about the victory in a war. 2 days later, the king won the war. The king was happy with this and appointed the Pandit as the Raj Pandit and gifted him immense wealth in a palace. As the Pandit's son grew up, he too became as bright as his father. He studied all the scriptures. He used to defeat big scholars and pundits in debates, and due to this, the pundit's life got better. On the other hand, the farmer's son turned out to be a failure. He used to abuse his father on every issue. He used to scold him and started spending the little money he had left after gambling. The farmer became very sad. He was not able to understand anything. At last, he thought that there should be some solution to improve it. Thinking like this, he went to an intelligent person. The wise man reached there and told him his problem. The wise man told the farmer to marry her. The evil eye of marriage straightens out the good and the good. The farmer immediately went home and told his wife. Thinking of marrying his son, he was looking for a girl. On the other hand, the Pandit also thought of getting his son married. He also searched for a girl for his son. After a few days, the Pandit's son got married to a girl. His son's wife also became happy and returned home as soon as he arrived. He made heaven. After that, the farmer also got his son married. The marriage took place very well. The very next day of the marriage, his son passed away suddenly. His wife started crying. The farmer fainted. As soon as he regained consciousness, he hit his head against the wall. He started crying and shouting, "Oh, my son!" He broke my back and went away. The son of the Pandit was telling the story in the same village. In this world, whatever action one does, he gets the same result. Any person gets the result of his actions in 2 colors, karma. Ultimately, it comes down to the fact that you reap what you deserve. Sooner or later, the universe will serve you what you deserve. Actions are the main basis of a person's identity. Your actions reflect your character. To achieve success in life, we should always do positive actions because actions determine our future. Friends, you can tell me in the comments what you learned from today's video. Along with this, I hope that you liked today's video, then share this video with others. Share it to the person who needs to hear this story and immediately subscribe the channel. So let's meet again in another new video with a new message. Till then, take care of yourself. Thank you and Namo Buddhaya.